Greetings. Welcome to QueenElle LLC. This is QueenElle. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I know that I promised in the last video that I would post my upcoming new moon video within a day or so of doing that video, but life was lifing, and now here I am. So the new moon is actually taking place today. Now, first, I just want to note that dealing with a pesky sty right now, so it's just annoying, but I feel like I'm looking kind of like cockeyed in the video, and it's mainly because my upper lid is a bit swollen. But anywho, here we go. So like I said, we have the new moon now. Not only is it a new moon, but it's known as the black new moon. And why is it called the black new moon? Well, it has a bit of uniqueness to it. So it represents, it could be a few things. It could be represented by the second new moon within a month, but that's not the case for this month. It actually is representing the third new moon of a season. So this is the third new moon of spring, and it's known within astrology as the black new moon. And there's enhanced new moonish energy that's being exuded by this new moon. And if you have not checked out my last video, which was regarding the current week in astrology, I will link that above so you can check that out. That is covering all of the astrological aspects and planetary positions from May 15th through the 21st. So this new moon is taking place on May 19th. And the interesting thing, so the new moon is, it's called a new moon because it's the beginning of our lunar cycle, and you can't see the moon. So it's due to the positioning of Earth, moon, and the sun as to the reason why we can't see the moon on the new moon. So yes, I feel like it's really cool. And also the new moon rises and sets at around the same time frame as the sun. So that's another reason why we can't see it. And also the moon's light is actually reflecting from the sun. So without being able to reflect the sunlight, that's why we can't see the moon. But the moon is definitely there in all its glory. So new moon is taking place May 19th. This new moon is in Gemini. Now Gemini is an air sign, and it's very intellectual. It's very exuberant. Gemini is a sociable zodiac sign. So there's a lot of really thoughtful, contemplative, but extraordinary energy taking place. Also, this week, as I said in my weekly astrology video, this week is a very auspicious week. It's super lucky. There are a lot of amazing transits taking place. Also, on May 19th, we have the moon trine Pluto. And trine, as I always say, that is a very lucky planetary aspect. And the energies when planets are trining each other, they just blend. There's like a special synergy that's taking place. Pluto is in retrograde right now in Aquarius, and it's really on the cusp of Aquarius and Capricorn. It's gradually moving into Capricorn, which it had been in since 2008. And then we had recently Pluto moved into the sign of Aquarius. So now we're in the age of Aquarius until 2044. But Pluto is actually in retrograde right now. It went into retrograde on May 1st, and it will be in retrograde until October 10th. So in the retrograde phase, though, it will vacillate between Aquarius and Capricorn. So right now, the moon is in Gemini, but it's trine Pluto, which is in retrograde in Aquarius/Capricorn. So what does all of that mean? So the moon is all about our emotions essentially, but dealing with these moon cycles, it's a great time for honing in on your shadow work. It's a great time for setting intentions and manifesting. I know that I mentioned manifestation with our most recent full moon, and we have the lunar eclipse at the same time. There's a bit of controversy about whether you should try to manifest or work on manifestation practices during an eclipse time. I believe it's all about the intent. It's all about what you affirm to be so, and not to feel that there's anything negative. If you don't claim any negative energy, if you don't work within any type of negativity within your life, within your spiritual practices, then you can rest assured that when you set intentions and say it is so and affirm it, that they will manifest and they will work to your benefit and to your overall wellness. So I would say, as I always say for new moon energy, that this is definitely the great time to set your intentions. And this is also a great time to kind of revamp, and this is where the moon trine Pluto works in our favor. Great time to revamp our spiritual wellness practices overall. So any type of holistic wellness that you either need to kind of revisit, to tweak a little bit, or to instill, to add to your regimen, this is a great time to do it. There's no time like the present. Some notes that I have here. Again, this is an enhanced manifestation time. Also, to be extremely specific with your intentions, your affirmations, and whatever you speak, because especially with all of the transits and aspects that we have going on this week, that whatever you speak, it will be so. And that is, something that you want to speak into existence, or also if you speak negatively about yourself, about others, what you speak will be so. So words have power, and it's important to know that, so that when you do say things, that you're more, just more cautious, more tactful, more considerate, and more deliberate with what you say. Okay, so like I said with the last video, because again, life be life, and I won't hold you long, but I definitely wanted to go over that with regard to this new moon energy, and also wanted to mention a couple other things. So like I said, the moon is entering Gemini today. The moon is trine Pluto. The moon is also sextile Mars. Mars is our energetic planet. It's our planet of being, forward thinking and putting plans into action. It's a lot of physical energy. So Pluto being, the moon being sextile Mars means that any type of emotional or shadow work, any type of manifestation practices, that this is a really great time to put anything you've been pondering doing, anything you've been planning with that work, to put it into motion, because it will work in your favor. Okay, so we have most of our big 10 planets. So those are the sun, moon, and the 8 planets aside from Earth within our solar system. The big 10, the majority of them are in the upper right quadrant of the zodiac wheel. So if you have not pulled your birth chart yet, I definitely recommend pulling it. Speaking of birth charts, I really have a exciting announcement to make as far as my own spiritual business is concerned. So stay tuned for that, because help is on the horizon from me to you with regard to analyzing your birth chart. However, if you have not checked out my natal chart video, I will also link that above. So there are houses in the chart, and they start, if you are picturing a wheel or a clock that has segments, there are 12 So 12 houses, just like 12 zodiac signs. But when you are numbering those houses, the way that they are numbered, it starts at around the 9 o'clock, where the hand is, the hour hand on a clock starts at 9 at that position. That's where the first house starts. And if you move in a counterclockwise fashion, not the way the clock goes, the opposite direction, you move in a counterclockwise fashion, and then each of the segments are counted that way. So 1 through 6 are the bottom half of that wheel or that clock shape, and then the last 6 houses, 7 through 12, are the upper half of it. Now, right now, so with that being said, the majority of those Big Ten planets are in the upper right quadrant of that wheel. Now, we have, like I said, the moon entering Gemini today, this evening, afternoon into the evening. It's important to tap into this moon in Gemini energy as far as the flexibility that is necessary to have that ebb and flow with the changes that we experience throughout our spiritual life, throughout our everyday life. This week, with regard to all of our aspects and the luck that we have going on, specifically right now, that I said in my weekly video that the 15th through the 18th are our like the most lucky days of the week, but really it's the whole week. So tap into those spiritual practices. I'm actually going a little longer than I intended, but I could go on and on about this astrology stuff. So I have my energy oracle deck, and I wanted to pull a card just because I knew I would be speaking a lot about energy with this video. So I already gave it a shuffle, so I'll just do another quick little shuffle. Let's see what Spirit has for us. Okay, we have the thinking man or woman. So, thinking man. So, what does that mean? Now, remember I said how Taurus being very dependable, loyal. So, with regard to all of the aspects that we have taken place in the sign of Taurus this week and right now, and also the Gemini energy that I mentioned, being very contemplative and just giving thought to the words that you say, the actions that you take. It's just really important to be mindful. You know, it's easy to always say practice discernment, think before you speak, but it's no time like the present. Be mindful of the thoughts, that you have. Be mindful of the content that you consume. And it's also definitely important to be mindful of the company that you keep, the people that you have in your circle, in your space, in your head space, in your heart. Some things are within our control, some things are not within our control, but it's just important to just be mindful of it because all of it affects us in a profound way. So think, be mindful of everything, and when in doubt, just tap into your intuition, tap into your aura, your higher self, and just really go with your spirit. Let spirit lead you. Let the spirit from outside and within lead you. Tap into your spirit team, your spirit guides, your ancestors, the creator, source. Just tap in because this is a great time. I don't know if you can feel it. I can feel it. The energy is really thick right now. So just tap in. So I hope that this has been helpful. I will be in touch. Stay tuned around this weekend. You'll be receiving next week's video, and it will be covering the 22nd of May all the way to the end of May. And then we'll get started again with another month of videos. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. As always, peace. Ashe.